Hello, welcome back to Rana. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Princess Evangile. You may be confused. Why the fuck am I starting here while flashing images? That's because I still need to get to the point where we were at the common route in where with happiness ended. So yeah, that's why I'm currently skipping everything basically, and yeah. Anyways, anything I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, starting next week, I'll be actually going to my seminars again as an actual physical presence on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday again. So that's gonna be less time. And now something I also wanted to ask everyone is, because I decided I may try doing YouTube live streams every Sunday. Because that would actually make it easier with the content as well, since I do feel like most routes can be like divvied up over an even number of parts. So it feels better to actually have it like okay, there's these two, and then there's another two, then there's another two, and then there's another two, and then possibly the route is done. Just feels better. So that's why I'm just gonna go ahead and ask. Like, this Sunday, I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm just gonna ask, would you guys like to see me just live stream every Sunday of maybe just me hanging out with y'all, just talking, or maybe just playing games or something like that. Also, I just noticed that, no, that. Move it over a bit. That better? No, not quite yet. That better? No, not quite yet. That better? Yeah, it better. But yeah, just do go ahead and tell me if that's something you would like to see. Anyways, as usual, the little roulette at the beginning. Oh, hey, it actually changed on this side. Before I started on this side, it was the final CG of the Ruriko route. Now it's Marika happily singing karaoke, and that is adorable. Anyways, on the right-hand side, is this way. On the left-hand side, we have Crow waiting outside the train after being gone for, maybe, I think, like, a whole month or something of just, or was it more than a month? I don't fucking know how long it actually was, but basically just coming back after Rei thinking he's never gonna meet her again. It's kind of depressing, if you haven't gathered. Actually, it's even the one of her just smiling happily with tears streaming down her face, which just makes it better. So yeah. Anyways, it's still not done. It is still not done. I could potentially just like turn this screen off and change this screen to the PlayStation, but then I would have a problem with getting Princess Evangile started again, and that's a whole different, a completely different can of worms. And yeah, this is taking way too long. Help. Kind of like up the skip speed configuration. Apparently I can't. Just let me skip faster, please.
Skip 開始
By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's video. I know I fucked up. I accidentally didn't download Princess Evangile base game again, so But hey, I really like Dead Cells, and Dead Cells is one game that I could think that I could stream, because it does actually have like heavy audience participation, with you being able to influence my run by giving certain bonuses or negatives in certain levels, like, hey, every hit now causes bleed, or hey, you now get one additional jump in the air, keep skipping.
スキップ開始
There we go. But yeah, that's the sitch here. I don't fucking know if that's the right way to use that word. So just ignore it, I guess. Anyways, that's annoying. Jesus Christ. This thing is extremely light, by the way. This is nothing. How much is this? 1.5 kilos. That's all it is. I just have this down here for some reason. I don't know why. I just do. I wish there was some way to like synchronize this and with Happiness and Princess Evangile base game, or you know, make Princess Evangile with Happiness a fucking DLC that is added to the base game instead of making it an entirely different game. Would have also worked. Was there just? I don't remember that CG being. Actually, I don't remember that CG being there for Konomi sitting in the bath with him. And now there was a CG I don't remember where it's just Masya pushing Chiho's butt. Also, I'm currently holding one of them, but there's actually two. Strong. Fuck that guy. Also, actually have an appointment at the barber shop next week, Friday. So, I'm probably gonna like get rid of like 3 centimeters of my hair. Also, I'm not used to this, by the way. Like, I'm not used to training or anything. Like, I barely do this, even though I have them down here. Like, my arms are already slightly jittery. Like, it's not like I feel out of breath. It's more like just my arms don't like me already. Anyways, think about Ritsuko, because we're going for the Ritsuko route.
スキップ開始
Whoops. I don't know why I did that. Also, I think I already mentioned it before, but the way I plan on doing it is, Ritsuko, Rise, Chiho, Ayaka. That's how I plan on doing these things. Also, something I wanted to talk about is, the Aokana extras are out, and I have no idea what they are. Like, is it actually, like, more visual novel content or something? Because if that's the case, I may just postpone Princess Evangile until I covered that. Because, it's Aokana. And Aokana is better than Princess Evangile, as far as my tastes go. Like, I enjoyed Aokana a whole lot more. Like, in Aokana, I never really had moments where I was just like, oh no, please, nah, I don't want this. But here, at some points, it's like, ugh, hell nah, this stupid. So yeah, that's that. Can you hurry up and attempt fucking suicide, Monica? Please! Sounds bad, but it is necessary for the plot to proceed. Like, nothing against you, Monica. I really fucking like you. Really good character. But please. By God. Just do it. Ah! I am going to span my balls in a vice until they pop if this doesn't end soon. Also, I don't know why I'm just like knocking against my thighs like that. It doesn't hurt, but it's slowly but surely gonna after a while. Just the same way as it would be brutal torture to just perfectly keep someone still, and just have water drops constantly hit the exact same spot. That would slowly but surely hurt unfathomably much. I still doubt I said unfathomably correctly there. Talking is hard, if you haven't noticed. Also, by the way, these two aren't the only things I have down here. Hold on. Move it back! I'll save this one here. Fuck you, Granny! Of course I mean Monica's grandmother. Like, my grandmothers are hella nice, honestly. Like, I have some wonderful grandmothers. Like, they are very nice ladies. But we should reach the point soon. Fuck you, Granny! Again. Anyways, should be there soon. Should be there soon. Should be there soon. I can already see the people coming, like, workout stream. I'm not going to do that. Ritsuko, I guess? Hey, Ritsuko. Of course, I refrained from saying that out loud. I can't skip by just manically scrolling, which is already bad. This should be the last scene that we haven't seen, so I'm not gonna have it skipped.
失礼します。わからないわ。でもどうしてなのかしら。
There we go, finally! Summer Memories! Chapter 2. Chapter 2. I mean, if you're gonna have it fucking French there, fucking say it in French, you little pussy ass bitch. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it like that. I don't know why I'm suddenly just remembering that these things exist in my basement. I should probably use them more. Maybe I'd stop having fucking stomach. Oh! But hey, now that we've finally gotten to this point, first up we're gonna just turn this into a barricade here. Anyways, now that we're finally at this point, I can finally indulge. Okay, I'll stop. So hot, yet the cider is so refreshing. Whoops. We were into July and the humidity was through the roof. I remember the conversation I had once with Risa and Chiho about men and women being comfortable in different temperatures. Men tended to be more sensitive to the heat and had greater preference for air conditioning. Naturally, a school with facilities as grand as Vincennes had full air conditioning, but its temperature setting were just a little higher than I liked. And since I was the only guy there was no way I could request that they turn the AC up a little. Additionally, anytime I tried to cool off, such as using a pencil board as a fan, the teacher scolded me, so I just had to bear it. But I'm impressed by how everyone can stay so put together in this heat. Though, perhaps for them, the temperature was comfortable. At least some of the illusions I had about women when I first came to the school were still intact. Something I feel the need to talk about. I was not a very polite kid in 9th grade, especially since that was an especially hot summer, so I couldn't bear the heat in the summer. And in summer, I always wear button-up shirts. So what I would do is just like button up the first like 5 buttons to just cool down. And I shouldn't have done that. That was hella impolite. But anyways they weren't just intact though. Ever since I'd come in contact with the Filles de la Vincennes, they had actually expanded. But even so, I had been worried about summer. My friend, whose sister had gone to an all-girls school, had said something about that. Apparently it's amazing in the summer. How so? They flap their skirts around trying to air themselves out down there. What? It's in their panties! In response to my excited, my friend just laughed and said, "Who would care?" That much was true. They wouldn't do that here though. I started thinking I might end up seeing a sight like that. Anxiety competed with expectation, but I wasn't able to see anything like that naturally. Must be getting lightheaded. I had a week of classes after the premiere judgment. The term close ceremony was at the end of the week, the 16th. It wasn't just the heat that was going to my head, but the sense of relief at having passed the vote. I gazed glassy-eyed out the window. It's pretty windy today. Alright, Marcia, please come to the blackboard and solve the equation for number 2. I forgot that all teachers are female. Alright, Marcia, please come to the blackboard and solve the equation for number 2. Huh? What do you mean, huh? The teacher's silver-rimmed glasses flashed. I can make the flash happen via... hold on. via the reflection. I opened my textbook quickly. It was only then that I realized I hadn't opened my book to begin with. Must pay attention in class, do you hear me? Yes, ma'am! A flood of giggles welled up from the classroom. The laughter didn't seem scornful, though. It was surprisingly warm. I don't know why my ears get so itchy so easily. At lunch break, we ate together in the dining hall. We included Mitsuki now. Now that she had made amends with Risa, I was seeing a lot more of her. Does Vincent have a normal summer vacation?
それはそうよ。夏と冬は外出も許可されるわ。だから帰省する人も多いわね。
Let's see. I thought that over as I chewed on my root and filet stew. So you can't stay at school even if you want to?
いえ、そんなことはないけど、あなた帰省しないの？
What home? I don't have a home to return to.
ああ、そっか。
Depression! Of course the old apartment was still in my name, but I wasn't about to go back there with no one waiting for me. It wasn't comfortable and there wasn't any AC. It would be sad to lose the girls' company, but that would happen even if I went home. So staying in the dorms seemed the best option.
おばさんちは？
I don't know. After the divorce, my mother had started a new life, and I'd only seen her a handful of times. Although we talked on the phone quite a bit. Do you guys go home?
そうね。私はずっと。私もずっとなんです。マサヤさん、私のこと忘れないでくださいましね。
I forget if her thirst still is just as prominent in all the other routes as they were in the another story routes. But of course I won't forget you.
私たちも一応は帰るわね。まあ家も近いし、あんまり帰省って気分でもないんだけど。
Will you two be staying home the whole time, Ayaka? Ayaka tilted her head thoughtfully. Ritsuko spoke up from beside her.
ええ、ずっとです。でも、私は途中で帰ろっかな。え？どういうこと？
Just noticed did this game not have like a bar telling you how long the line is? Oh yeah, it didn't. I forgot. 4 days of consecutive Magikoi made me forget that. Huh.
だってマサヤくんは残るんでしょ？一人じゃ寂しいだろうし、だったら早々に切り上げてもいいかなって。母さんがまた怒るわよ。どうかしらね。
Her mom probably doesn't care anymore at this point.
ということでマサヤくん、私が帰ってくるの楽しみに待っていてね。
Alright. What about you, Chiho? You're close by too.
私も親に顔を見せないといけないから、でも1週間くらいかな。
Let's see.
勘違いしないでよね。あんたのためとかってわけじゃなくて、私はいつもそうってだけなんだから。
Is it just me or is it tsundere like way more prominent in here than it was in the another story routes? Yeah. Koromi?
私も一度帰省しますが、部活があるのですぐに帰ってきます。
You really are devoted. Loki, Konami's route had the potential to be the best route of the another story routes. If the after credits scene was literally just them as adults, just heading the dojo and just potentially even like their daughter or son or whatever, just in there training with them. If something like that was what they did with that after credits scene instead of her just going on a date, like half a year after he left Vincent, it would have been way better. Like, it would have been so much better if it was just years down the line with them having built a happy family instead of, ah yes, it is a few months later and they are going on a date. And some little brats annoy them. Anyways, really are devoted.
夏休みは合宿があるんですよ。
Wow, really? I was a little surprised to learn that even the cloistered Vincent at training camps.
そうだ。マサヤ様もご一緒にいかがですか？
Oh, that's what they meant in Konami's route. Huh? Me?
考えてみれば、まだマサヤ様とは手合わせしたことがありません。ですから。
No, I must politely decline. Well, Lisa? Huh? She had been scowling the entire time we were talking, which made it hard to address her. But after all that, it would be strange not to ask. Your family lives in Tokyo, right?
私は帰らないと思う。
She shook her head and her expression relaxed.
親が仕事で忙しいの。帰っても邪魔になるだけだから。あと、おばあ様とは学校で顔を合わせているし、だから私はずっとここにいるわ。
I see.
マサヤさんと一緒ね。みんながいなくなるからって二人でいいこととかしたらダメよ。何言ってるんですか？
Wow, it sure is raining hard. The wind picked up as the day went on, and at last the rain began to fall. Weather reports said the hurricane would make landfall overnight. Wonder why the thought of a hurricane gets my blood pumping like this. Of course, I was hoping it wouldn't lead to disaster. Come in!
ごきげんよう。
Go out! Please leave! I do not feel safe! Oh, Ayaka. What is it?
君といいことでもしよっかななんて思ってね。
Really? He just pulls out a deck of he just pulls out a deck of cards. I've been wanting to play some cards with somebody. Like she just looks at him like. Wouldn't a guy usually like think, oh, she's trying to have sex with me? Was that what you meant? And he just puts on a legitimately disappointed expression. He said something like that this afternoon too. What do you mean exactly?
知りたい？知りたいなら教えてあげる？
Like the mic quality is worse for her here. Also, just like you said something like this afternoon. What do you mean exactly? Giggle. You wanna know? Honestly, no. What? I'm scared to know. Please don't. I feel unsafe. I need an adult. She wrapped one arm around my neck. The sweet fragrance caused my head to swim.
いいことっていうのはね。
Yes?
これよ。
I realized that Aika had something in her other hand the whole time. It was quite large. This is the game of life. Now I want to play the game of life. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Anyways, but why?
何かと思ったのかしら？
Well, vague words slipped from my mouth and Aika laughed in amusement.
相変わらず可愛いんだから。ね、私本当にすぐに規制を切り上げるから待っててよね。
I could keep lifting it while I play if I wanted to. You know, fuck it. Ah, of course. Workout stream. I won't actually do that. I'm not gonna work out for like hours on end. That would be draining. You could tell she was teasing me. I could tell she was teasing me, but somehow it didn't seem mean-spirited. But can you play life with only 2 people?
さすがに2人じゃね。だからちょっと
I mean,
今から呼んでくるわ。
The real game of life would be a problem if you played it with more than one other person. Except if you, accept polyamory. That is how you say that, right? Roger. But why life all of a sudden?
こういう夜ってなんかみんなで遊びたくならない？
You're fucking scared. Is that what it is? pussy? Okay, I'll stop being mean. Ah, I think I understand.
あ、ほら、雷まで。一人でいるには不安な夜だわ。
The last one was really close, yeah.
じゃあ、みんなのこと呼んでくるから、その間にエッチな本とか隠しておいて。
I don't have any of those.
本当かしら。
Vincent is really strict about those things. I think you're the only one who has things like that.
なんで私がよ。まさやくんじゃあるまいし。
But I told you I don't have any. And you lent one to Konomi, remember?
だから、あれは、あれのための資料だったの。
Excuses! Please ignore the eldritch screeches. I am not Cthulhu. Anyways, are you sure about that? It seemed like dubious reference material. I mean, he was doing it with a 2D girl.
私もこう見えてフィールドラ・バンセンヌですもの。だからそういう何には詳しくないの。だからよ。
Well, we'll leave it at that, I guess.
このことみんなに言っちゃやよ。
That reminds me, I got a fusion alert today, and I fucked up the fusion. Basically, I was trying to make Orpheus Picaro with a fusion, and I fucked it up. What came out was, what was it again? Fuck, I don't remember. But anyways, it was like something that had Bufudine at a level where I only had Bufula and potentially Mabufula. So I suddenly had Bufudine, Freydine, Mabufula, Mafrela, then also Freeze Boost, Ambient Aid, and like a bunch of other stuff that's just like, yeah, you know, just freeze the fucker. As well as something that, oh yeah, it was, increases chance of freeze during one more. So with the entire goddamn persona, like the thing is, I had a certain build on it that I wanted because it was just stuff I would still need. But every single ability was remixed because the fusion failed. But it just kind of created a god instead. So I wasn't even mad that the fusion failed. Ailed. Anyways, let's see.
いや、まさやくんたら意地悪言わないで。まさやくん？
I gave her an exaggerated wolf grin, rather than like the time I posed for that photograph. I had hoped it was obvious I was exaggerating, but Ayaka seemed genuinely shocked by it. It takes a lot to buy my silence, and I'm not talking manny. I'm a man or you're a woman, Ayaka. I think, you get my meaning.
そんな。
Yo, cook something. I held up my hands and wiggled my fingers like a second-rate movie monster. Ayaka shrunk back. Snicker. It was just a joke.
あ、もう。
Just a little revenge for teasing me like that.
私のはからかっているんじゃなくて、好きって気持ちの照れ隠しなんだけどな。
Huh?
なんてね。
Yeah, right, bitch. That wasn't you kidding. She was still the master, it seemed. No, she just said the truth. About 10 minutes later, the others gathered in my room. Oh, Konomi's here too.
なんで嫌そうにするんですか？
No, I'm not unhappy about it. I just thought intermediary course students were in another dorm. Turned to Ayaka questioningly. Did you go all the way to the other dorm to invite her?
いや、なんか律子の部屋に行ったらいたのよ。それで。
Ah, I see.
なんでも雷が怖いそうで。ああ、言わないでくださいよ、お姉様。え、秘密だったの？雷が怖いなど、なんだか恥ずかしいです。別に恥ずかしがることないわよ。よく聞く話だわ。ただ、私は剣士です。剣士たるもの、雷ごときに怯えていた。
Thunderstruck! Huh? Ow, 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 ow! My bones creaked. Warrior that she was, her tiny body packed out of power. Go to me, I can't breathe!
あなたよ、あなた。すみませんでした。
It's okay. You don't have to prostrate yourself or anything. Konami was definitely acting strange. She curled up in a ball, clutching her head.
好みも案外怖がりなのね。私たちは戻りましょうか。雨風はこれからますます激しくなるという話だし。
Taking her back could only make it worse.
いえ、せっかく呼んでいただいたのです。それに。
Hold up. Wait a second. There we go. My nose is a bit annoying again. Also, also earlier I noticed that for some reason part 10 was in the playlist twice. So I got rid of the second one. Konami lifted her face quickly.
ゲームであれなんであれ、勝負は勝負。敵前逃亡などできません。うん、そう。じゃあ始めましょうか。
Ayaka quickly laid out the board. With the usual suspects all assembled, the room that normally felt so spacious was feeling rather cramped. My room was, naturally, boys only most of the time, but they really brightened it up.
その前にお茶を入れましょう。こういう時はお茶がないと。キッチンをお借りしますね。
Sure, you have the kitchen?
お菓子もあった方がいいかと思って買ってきたわよ。
Lisa cheerfully laid out the treats. It looked like there was more than one for each of us. Girls really do love sweets, I guess.
カップを食堂で借りてくるわ。足りないだろうし。私もお手伝いします。ああ、一人でいいわよ。大変じゃないですか？平気。それに律子が来るとなったら好みも一緒でしょ。運んでいる時に雷が鳴ったらねえ、大惨事だわ。わかりました。
What are you doing? You're looking under my bed. She's looking for the treasure.
いや雷が怖くてさ、頭隠してなんとやらってやつで。
They didn't cover anything.
うるさいわね。ベッドの下がどうかしたの？ああ、
The remaining girls, even Mayaka, looked at her in puzzlement. That's right. That's standard out in the world, but Vincent girls might not recognize it. Marika and Mitsuki checked the room before and didn't find anything. There's nothing there.
そっか。
なるほどね。ようやくわかったわ。エッチな本でも隠してないかって思ったわけね。
ええ。
Okay, hold on. Look at that. Look at that precious little absolute bundle of adorableness. Anyways.
そういえば私がお借りした本ですが好みちょっと
Aka got Konomi in a headlock and quickly walked her into the corner of the room.
やっぱり持っていたんだ。それはいいとしても、好みに貸すなんて何考えてるのよ。
Aka turned back to me, looking incredibly apologetic. I just shrugged in response. I didn't learn your shit! Eventually, we got the preparations in order and finally started the game of life.
せっかくだしなんかかけましょうか。かけ？姉さんギャンブル。
Why does the first instinct Ritsuko have? Just like she's trying to gamble.
もちろんお金なんかじゃないわよ。賭けの対象はそうね。
Okay, she was right on the money, actually. As she spoke, Ayaka slowly looked into the face of each girl in the room. At last, her eyes stopped on mine.
まさやくん
Huh? Huh?
とのベーゼなんかどうかしら。
Her face isn't there. Her face isn't there. Her face isn't there. Her face isn't there.
Huh?
Her face isn't there. Her face isn't there.
乗りました。
Her face is there.
お、さすがはルリコね。決めるのが早いわ。
Wait a minute! That's pretty sudden!
あら、何よまさやくん。私たちのうちの誰かとのベーゼがそんなに嫌なのかしら？
I'm not opposed to it at all. They're all gorgeous girls, and I'd be happy to kiss them any day of the week. But still, is it really okay to do this? It's my first kiss, so I don't.
ファーストキスってまさやくん。
But I didn't mean to say that out loud.
少なくとも一度はしたことがあるでしょ君は。
Huh?
何よ、そうなの？
Huh?
あんたやっぱり彼女とかいたんだ。
I don't know what you're talking about!
まあ政治家みたいな言い草だわ。
Sure. How else? Put it down!
待ってよ。みんなだって目撃したでしょ？マリカがしたじゃない。みんなの前で。
That was a peck on the cheek, not a kiss.
ベーゼってそういうことか。
I had no idea.
本物のキスはね。まあ私との1対1の勝負ならそうしてもよかったんだけど。何言ってるのよ姉さんったら。冗談よ。
No, she's not.
賭けのことも？いえ、そちらは本気。いいじゃないそのくらい。みんなお子様じゃないんだし。まあもちろん参加するかしないかは自由よ。
That last bit of the burp just kind of stung in my nose. Oh, I hate that.
行きましょうお姉様。
Konami suddenly stood. We all looked up at her.
興奮しすぎ。ベーゼだなんて。私なら
Quite clearly you can't.
お姉様はダメです。
No, you can't handle it.
あなたはいいの？私はいいのです。防波堤とお考えください。防波堤って。
So I really like Ritsuko just because she's the only one who doesn't seem to have like a real attraction to Masaya. Like, right from the fucking get-go. Like, the others, honest to God, feel easy. Like, they'd fall for someone at the drop of a hat. Like, Chio not so much, because she's known him for a long time. But Ayaka and Rise, and to a certain degree Ruriko as well, it just feels like they'd fall for someone at the drop of a hat, I guess.
それで赤ちゃんができるわけでもないですし。
You know that's not how it works.
それは誰だって同じよ。お姉様行きましょうよ。
Konami tugged at her hand, and Ritsuko hesitantly got to her feet.
逃げるのかしら。
You're mean, Ayaka. It was a bald-faced taunt, but in that moment Konami's expression went blank.
ラムさんメルシーの一名も持つ好みなのに。ねえ。なるほどね。あなたはやっぱりミニョンプーペがふさわしいんでしょうね。お似合いなんでしょうね。
Also, I was reminded again, I think I talked about the fact that I was rewatching my Sabbath the Witch videos because I felt like re-experiencing the game from the beginning, but didn't feel like downloading it again, and I didn't know about Bosk War back then. Like, at this point, if I plan on rewatching any of the visual novels I've played, I'm probably gonna see if he's uploaded anything on that, and just watch his stuff. But anyways, and I got to the point. Like, I got to the spot. I got to the moment. The birth of objectification. This may sound weird to y'all, but to those who haven't been here, that joined us here for Princess Evangile, but basically, objectification is something that started as a joke. But I do try to, as best as possible, take a character from every visual novel I play and turn her into an object. Stuff like Wakana from Sabbath the Witch turning into Trakana, or Koharu from Hello Goodbye turning into Koha Train. What were the other ones? Hold on. That's not what I wanted! Fuck! Jesus Christ. There we go. That's in Bix for editing. Where's that? There you go. Objectified. We have... You know what? I'm gonna just open this. Full screen it. Let's grab here. Add a new one. Window capture. Yes. And just... Here is where it all starts. Chakana. Okay, apparently didn't like select everything, a single one. No, Diasha. Chakana. Crow Clock. Koha Train. Murasame Maru. Osaka Scope. Oven-chan. Ramune. And that was it. Beautiful, wasn't it? And the first one to ever be made was Trocana. That was a nice trip down memory lane, I suppose. Anyways, let's keep going.
何を言うとりますか。わかりました。わかりました。
I wasn't sure what she understood, but she immediately sat back down with a decisive air.
やります。やりますとも。やらいてか。やりましょう。ね、お姉様。え？
Ritsuko stared in disbelief at her 180-degree change in attitude.
じゃ、みんな参加でいいのかしら？そういうことなら私は見ています。うん、他の人は？
No one said anything, but Chio hesitantly raised a hand.
あら？千穂は不参加なんだ。私はてっきり参加かと。何言ってるんですか。参加しますよ。怒らなくてもいいじゃない。
怒ってねえです。怒ってないよ。
There's something dubious about the way she said it, though.
ところで、私が言いたかったのは、この賭けはどっちなんですかってこと。
どっちって？
負けた人がするんですか？罰ゲームみたいな感じで。
何言ってるのよ。勝った人に決まってるでしょ。
私一生ゲームで勝ったことないんだけどな。
あらそう。じゃあ残念ね。でもこれは真剣勝負だから。
Shinkontrobu is a very good soundtrack from Magica Yes.
勝ちたいの？
だって私は負けず嫌いだもん。なんだって負けるのは嫌なの。
そう。奇遇ね。私もだわ。目と目の間で火花が見えるようです。
I think it's more like lightning.
まあいいわ。じゃあ始めるわよ。
And so they went on, seemingly unconcerned about my feelings on the matter. No, like I said before, I wasn't exactly against it. It actually makes me a little happy. I'm really curious as to who will win. Suddenly he wins himself. Maybe it'll be me. But I hope it's not.
順番はまさやくんから時計回りでいいわね。
This is nice. Who opens chips bags like this? The thing is, recently I did, in a Magica video, I did have it open like that, but only because I couldn't, like, properly get inside. Yeah, that motion is really good there. Fuck. Anyways, this is something where I couldn't take screenshots, right? I could not take screenshots. Okay.
Saber?
I have to say
Saber!
We all got our starting money and began the game. Okay, here I go. Actually, I do this, but it has a fucking spinner. I spun the spinner. Felt like forever since I last played live. The board was divided into two large halves, the junior stage and the millionaire stage. The junior stage, you went through life from birth to getting a job. In the millionaire stage, as the name suggests, you tried to become a millionaire. Rattle. They have video game versions of life, but the analog version had the greater charm. Yeah. Like I've seen video games versions of it, and it just never quite spoke to me as much of just getting the board out. The spinner rattled around and stopped on a 1. You begin bilingual education right after birth. Pay a $1,000 fee. Move to the elementary school square.
あんた運悪いわね。1位がいいのばっかりなのに。
Darn.
何ニヤニヤしてるのよ。
決まってるじゃない。まさやくんとしては負けた方が嬉しいのよ。
ああ、そういうこと。エッチ。
What's the big idea? What's the big deal? Can't I be a little excited too?
唾飛ばしてまで言うようなこと？
If I can't assert myself on this, what can I assert myself on?
何偉そうに言ってるんだか。
次は私ね。
Rattle!
あんまり力を入れると壊れるわよ。
I used to be the type as a kid that just like spun it as hard as fucking possible.
ちょっと気合を入れてみたのよ。
Causing me to actually break it. We had to fix it by like cutting a piece of carton out and just putting it in there instead. Anyways,
気合？少しはルーレットの目も変わるかもしれなくてよ。
1だけど。
あら。
でも気合はやっぱり大事ですよね。私も力いっぱい回すことにします。
he's gonna fucking break it.
だから壊れるから。この実も1位を狙っているの？当然です。私は勝負事なら何でも勝ちたいんです。でもさっきも言いましたように、私は防波堤ですからね。1位になれば結果的にお姉様を守ることになります。あえて言いますが、ミスミスお姉様を毒牙にかからせるわけにはいきません。
I've got to say this. This is a prize. You cannot accept a prize. If this was a punishment, then you wouldn't be able to say no. Konami seemed receptive enough herself, but she was far more protective of Ritsuko.
でもリツコはそれでいいのかしら？好みはあんなこと言って盛り上がっているけど、あんただって1位になりたい気持ちはあるんじゃないの？
私は
何よ。
あるはずないわ。そんな。そうですよ、彩香様。お姉様がそんな人であるはずがありません。
そうかしら。だったらあんたのことだもの、さっさと退席するかと思ったのだけど。
嵐はますます強いし、好みを残して帰るのは忍びないから。
とはいえみんないるんだし。
あと、
Ritsuko spoke quickly as if to prevent Ayaka from speaking further.
姉さんが暴走しないよう私は監視役です。
暴走って何もしやしないわよ。
That was a funny joke.
賭けなんてことを言い出したくせによく言うわ。
そういうことにしておきましょうか。じゃあ次の人どうぞ。
はい。
Lisa spun it too.
子役俳優として大人気となる。1万ドルもらう。小学校のマスへ飛ぶ。か、いいじゃない。小学校入学以前としては最高の結果ですね。
There were only 3 squares before elementary school. If you spun 4 or higher, you'd be forced to stop and nothing special would happen.
私ですね。
I can think about it when that came up with like child actors, just Child Nation. Good old JonTron. Rattle.
3は初めてのお使い。お小遣いとして500ドルもらう。
Hold on, 3 is still before the elementary school stage. What?
リツコらしい地味な結果だわ。
No, hold on, what? She has a job before entering elementary school?
何よそれ。次は私ですね。
Wait, hold on. Did she just Doria?
次は私ですね。
Not quite. Konomi's oomph was ear-shattering. She spun the spinner so hard that it rose on its spindle and actually made it spin more slowly.
見てください。ほらほら、銃が出ましたよ。4以上は一旦ストップになるだけだけど。私ですね。私、一生ゲームは初めてなんです。
Rico reached for the spinner while stroking Pantabel with her other hand.
パンターベル、私に力を与えてください。
Just Pantabel climbs down her arm and spins it for her. That didn't seem likely. But Rico seemed rather lucky after all and landed on the same space that Risa did.
じゃあ私ね。私、ほんと一生ゲーム弱いのよね。
It's a child actress as well, I see.
4か。ま、そんなところか。
It was straightforward for a while until we entered high school and came to our first fork in the road. Culture course or sports course. It doesn't seem to make that big a difference either way. There was no option for going to the national championships and becoming a pro athlete after all.
私はもちろんスポーツコースです。行きますよ。
Rattle?
なんで。
Crestfallen, Konomi continued onto the culture course.
いいじゃない。どっちだって。
ただ、自分を投影できた方がより面白いと思うんです。
まあそれはそうか。
We finished high school and graduated. Here we had another decision: intellectual course or freedom course.
自分を投影するなら、ここはやっぱりフリーダムコースに進みたいところね。リツコはどうせインテリコースでしょ。
ルーレット次第だから。
まあそうだけど。
But the spinner gave them both what they wanted. Ayaka went down the freedom course and Ritsuko took intellectual.
ねえ、リツコってさ、こういう一生ゲームとか好きでしょ。
まあ嫌いではないけど。どうして？
だってレールがあるもの。
You don't gotta throw jabs at her. Ayaka traced the route with her finger.
リツコはこういう決まりきった人生がお好みなんじゃなくて、
好きとか嫌いとかではないわ。人生は歩いた後に道ができるのだから。
だから
なるようにしかならないということ。
珍しく投げやりなこと言うじゃない。
そういうことじゃなくて、未来のことは誰にもわからない以上、レールというのも所詮思い込み以上のものではないのだから。
Ritsuko traced the route just as Ayaka had done.
あると思えば見えてくる。けれど本当はないんだわ、こんなもの。
本当にそうならいいんだけどね。
That was a weird interaction. What's with them? I was used to Ayaka teasing Ritsuko, but right now there was a strange air between them. It wasn't like their usual interactions. Konomi looked at them in puzzlement. So did everyone else. We finished the junior stage and took a short break to eat our snacks. The room grew lively with rustling and crackling noises.
今のところの結果はどうなっているのかしら。
Let's count it up. We counted up the money we had on hand. My bills were in a neat stack, so I fat them out before me.
あんたお金を数えるの早いわね。
Yeah, they taught me in my last job.
あんた器用なんだから。
We were neck to neck and coming out of junior stage with no greater difference between the totals. The way I always stack it is I literally have like stacks right line next to each other. Of, like there's the stack for this one type of build, there's the stack for the next type of build, there's the stack for the next type of build. It just keeps going on. Like I have like one dedicated stack for one type of build. And people who don't do that are boggle-eyed weirdos. We were neck and neck and coming out of the junior stage with no great difference between the totals. Lisa and Ritsuko had the highest totals though.
やっぱりね。二人、明らかにいいマスばっかりだったもん。
これが人徳というものでしょうか。
It's saying Ritsuko though. Not Ruriko.
人徳が関係しているなら、なんで私がビリケツなのよ。
I mean that makes sense.
妥当な結果ではないですか。
Just look at her smile! She's so happy about that! Aika was unusually despondent.
マサヤさんが3位なんですね。
Yeah, looks like it. It's anybody's game though.
逆転優勝したらどうしましょうか。鏡でもあげましょうか。
No, that's the saddest thing I can imagine. It's all up to the spinner though. It's not like I can sabotage myself.
まあ、億万長者ステージに入ればまた違うわよ。こっちはね、結構人の足を引っ張ることができるの。
Oh, can we?
生き馬の目を抜く社会ってやつ。まあ、後半戦が勝負ね。
はい、今は下から2番目ですが、必ず私が勝ちます。そして想像でそこまで身もだえて、本当に優勝したらどうなるのよ。
Where's Mitsuki though? Mitsuki is watching. She said she'd watch, but she's just completely silent, sitting off to the side. Ah, yes. Riveting. We finished our break and started the second half. Outside the window, the storm was growing more violent. Didn't have much trouble with stormy nights as a rule, but even so, I probably would have felt lonely spending a night like this by myself. I was incredibly grateful to Ayaka for initiating the get-together. The Billionaire stage started off with branching paths. You could choose Specialist course or Business course. This time it wasn't the spinner that decided, the players got to choose. I guess I've got to go for Specialist course. I chose without hesitation, then spun the spinner. Let's see. Ooh, pro baseball player! Awesome, I get a big salary! Specialist course had several profession squares you could land on. Pro baseball player seemed to be the best one you could land.
あらら、優勝が一歩近づいたわね。
I guess we can't we can't call a do-over, can we?
いけませんよ。ルールはちゃんと守らないと。
Yeah. My hand feels weird. Yeah, I guess you're right.
しょうがないわね。じゃあ私も同じところを狙ってあげる。
Please do. Rattle?
10か。やたらと進んじゃうわね。何よこれ。フリーターって一番安月給じゃない。夢を追いかける人生には落とし穴もあるということです。
Why is Ritsuko just all smiles whenever Ayaka fucks up?
うわー、いきなり優勝が遠ざかったわ。いえ、でも諦めるのはまだ早いわよね。足を引っ張りまくれば。今みたいな結果を見るとちょっと怖いけど、でも私も専門職の方に進むわ。
Rattle?
6は声優？稼げるの？声優って。マスの説明によると他
他の職業とはちょっと給料のルールが違うみたいですね。
ふーん。
普通は一定額が入りますが、声優はルーレット次第のようです。ルーレットの目かける5000ドルとありますね。
Is that gonna be a thing of, hey, the number you spin on the roulette is the number of games you starred in, and that's why you get 5,000 for each one?
じゃあ一番安い時で5000ドルか。厳しい世界だわね。うまくいけば5万ドルですよ。そううまくいけばいいけど。私はもちろんビジネスマンになります。
やっぱりね。
いいじゃない。私は安定を求めているの。
安定ね。
姉さんももうちょっと真面目になった方がいいわよ。人生は舞台じゃない。
This is a game, though!
観客なんかいないのだから。
This literally is play!
いい気になって何かを演じても誰も見ていないし、もちろん関心なんかもしてくれないということ。
フリーターの私じゃ偉そうなことは言えないけどさ。
Nizuka seemed to be speaking seriously, but Ayaka skillfully turned it around to make it about the game. Unlike the specialist course, there were no profession squares to choose from the business course. You just automatically became a white-collar worker.
私はお姉様についていきます。
Konami also picked the business course, and Ruriko followed suit.
あら、ルリコも安定志向？
いえ、目下のライバルであるリセさんが不安定な職業に就きましたので。
She's smart.
であれば、私は確実にお給料をいただいておこうかと。
You could crush it beneath your feet.
あなた、勝ちに行ってるわね。
Lastly, Chiyo took the specialist course.
お医者さんだって、すごい。私も結構な高級取りよ。
Oh, you wanna play doctor? Is that what it is?
いいなあ。もし私が病気になったら友達のよしみでタダで見てね。
そういうイベントあるんですか？
That profession's chosen, we proceeded down the board. There were a lot of more expenses than in the junior stage, but our salaries helped to mitigate it. Then the first big event arrived. We were getting married.
これはプレイヤー同士で結婚するのでしょうか？ではマサヤさんは私と結婚ということで。ちょっと何勝手なこと言ってるのよ。
プレイヤー同士では結婚できないわよ。千穂も結構怒りんぼね。
怒ってねえです。怒ってないよ。マサヤさんが関わると千穂さんは人が変わってしまうんですよ。何言ってるのよ。そんなことねえですよ。なんだか喋り方が変ね。で、結婚のマスに来るとどうなるの？できるかできないかとか？
結婚は必ずするの。ここではルーレットで家が決まるだけね。高い家をゲットできれば後で資産として計上できるわよ。
After getting married, our lives continued as we dutifully grew our families.
頼むわよ。ここで3が出てくれれば。
10. 3? Oh, I see the spaces are different colors from the others. Rattle.
やったー！本当に3が出たじゃない。
Aka happily pushed her car forward. I looked at the space and saw that it read revenge. Revenge? What's that?
さっき言ったでしょ。足を引っ張ることもできるって。これがそれなのよ。
I read the explanation. It said take 50,000 from a player of your choice.
ここは当然1位のルリコからいただきましょうかしらね。
ひどいです。
Oh, I landed on revenge too.
まさやくん、よく見て。それは恩返しよ。
Oh, so it does. What's it mean? Give someone 50,000 to repay a favor they did when you were young.
これでまさやくんが誰に優勝してほしいかがわかるわね。
あ、
だってそうじゃない。一生ゲームは最終的にいくら稼いだかで勝ち負けが決まるのよ。大金をいただければそれでぐんと優勝が近づくわね。
Her eyes were terrifying. I guess that the question is, who do I want to kiss? Hold on, fuck. I just realized. Fuck! No!
ロード
I didn't save for a single choice! No! I have to start over again! No! No, I have to start over again for the choices. Let's go. While I was still thinking, Ayaka looked at me in mild disgust.
まさやくんも相変わらずはっきりしないわ
Sorry.
ね。じゃあほら、こんなこともあろうかとくじを作っておいてあげたから選びなさいな。
And fuck you, I said Ritsuko. You're really well prepared. Well, in that case, I picked one of the lots from Ayaka's palm and folded it. There was a name written on it. Oh, it's Ayaka.
貧乏人にとってはいいボーナスになったわね。
Check the other lots. I started counting out the 50,000 to hand over when Ritsuko spoke up.
待って。
は？
姉さん、残りのくじ見せてくれる？
え？なんでよ。もうくじなんかに用はないでしょ。
いいから。
Ayaka handed them over reluctantly. Ritsuko quickly reviewed them.
やっぱりね。
What's wrong? She laid out the lots on the board. They all read Ayaka.
バレちゃったか。
普段は物臭なくせにこういうことだけは張り切るんだから。
私やるときはやるのよ。
まったく。じゃあ姉さん以外でじゃんけんで決めましょうか。
ちょっとなんで私を仲間外れにするのよ。
決まっています。不正なことをしたんだから。
In the end, Ritsuko won and I gave her the 50,000. We were reaching the end of our lives. And died. I was shot.
あら？何よ。
停電でしょうか。みたいね。
I heard the sound of someone standing up and caught sight of Chiho's silhouette in front of the window.
すごい。熱中していたから気がつかなかったけど、ますます暴風雨になってる。もしかして風で電線が切れてしまったんでしょうか。かなあ。嫌ですね。雷も怖いですけど、暗いのも苦手なんです。
That's right. She's been afraid when we had power outage in the bath too.
これじゃあボードの文字もまるで読めないし、仕方がないから中止にしましょうか。
何言ってるのよ。ここまで来てすぐに復旧するわよ。
But the power didn't come back on. The room was pitch black. We could hear the sound of the rain outside, the sound of our breathing too. As my eyes adjusted to the dark, I was able to vaguely make out the faces of the other girls, but there was no way we could continue the game.
参ったわね。結局ここで終わりにするしかないのかしら。
では現時点で1位の人が約束のベーゼを交わすということに？
ただこのままじゃ数えることもできないわよ。結構接戦だったし、ちゃんと数えないと。
She was right. Heike had a low salary, but she managed a lucky streak and had prospered more than she had on the junior stage, which meant we'd have to do a proper count to figure out who placed where.
ろうそくとかないんですか？
ああ、そっか。そういうのもしかしたらキッチンの棚に置いてあるかも。ちょっと待ってて。
Candles, huh? I wasn't really fond of the idea. I didn't want to end the game here, but part of me was hoping she wouldn't find the candles. Fortunately, I heard the cheery voice a moment later. Is he gonna fucking break down because of the fire?
あったあったあったわよ。これで数えることくらいならできそうね。
The room became a little brighter, and I could see the girls' shadows cast up against the walls. I don't like this. The room had previously been so lively, now... The room that had previously been so lively now took on an ominous cast. It was like a gathering of ghosts. Obviously, I didn't find the girls creepy or anything. It's just... What is it exactly? Just felt unsettled, like someone was tracing a feather along my bones. That are wet, by the way. The way the flickering flame caused shadows to dance in their faces was deeply unsettling to me. I wasn't sure when, but at some point in my life I had acquired a terrible fear of fire. I didn't have any problem with the flames on the gas stove, though. It was just this, the flickering flame, that frightened me. Something in particular triggered it. I couldn't remember ever feeling this way when I was little.
私、ろうそくの炎とかって苦手なのよね。
As I watched the flame, I felt my body start to tremble. I knew I should stop looking. Then, but I was hypnotized. What could it be? Damn, what could it...
ちょっと何してるのよ。数えなさいな。
マサヤ様も数えてください。
Right.
え？いいんじゃないの、マサヤくんは。彼が1位でもしょうがないんだから。
だって一人だけ特別扱いするわけにはいかないもの。
ほんとお堅いんだから。
Sorry, it's a little hot in here. Do you mind if I open the window? Stop addressing my words to no one in particular.
まだって。
I was just finding it hard to breathe in a way that had nothing to do with the heat. It was the fire. I couldn't sit still, thinking about the fire and that fire in a room full of people. I needed some ventilation. Ventilation? No, I needed a way out. I wanted to run away, to escape this room. The sense of fear kept expanding like a balloon. Without thinking, I opened the window wide. Just then, as I opened the window, it came. I heard a scream followed by a loud thump and quickly turned around.
ボードで滑ってしまいました。
And that messed up the count.
大丈夫？ああ、はい、お姉様。ただ周りのものを吹き飛ばしてしまって。本当だ、お金が。
The minute economy hit the floor, the bills went flying everywhere.
これじゃ誰がいくらだったなんてもうわからないわね。
すみません。ただ風もあったから。マサヤさん、閉めてもらってもいいかしら。
Right. Closing the window shut out the sound of the rain outside, and the violent billowing of the curtains calmed. I walked back to the group. Well, I had to say it, but I think it's time to call it quits.
そうね。
あら、何言ってるのよ。
Huh? But
お金が役に立たなくなった世界では何がものを言うと思う？
the
力よ。
huh?
ということで
Ignoring my protests, I could proclaim in a loud voice.
賭けは続行。ただし勝ち負けはお金じゃなくて早い者勝ちにするわよ。
早い者勝ち？姉さん、そんなの。
はいはい、ぐずぐず言わないの。文句のある人は指をくわえて見ていればいいんだわ。熱いペーゼをね。
そういうことなら負けません。私もです。
The air itself seemed to flicker. The silhouettes had been plastered to the wall began to come. Silhouettes that had plastered to the wall had been plastered. Reading! The silhouettes that had been plastered to the wall began to come together. It was a happy sight, but it was also a bit frightening.
いくわよ。よーい。
Bye! Finally. About 30 minutes after we finished the game, the power finally came back on. Jeez. There was nothing to do in the dark, and it was too early to sleep. I ended up just staring at space. I decided to clean up the room first. Found my eyes drawn to the candle, which I had hardly burned down at all. Seeing it unlit now, it was clearly a harmless thing. It seemed unbelievable that something so small could have pushed me to the brink of terror. But I was sure that if I lit it again. Pulled out the match, deciding to test that theory. My hand began to tremble. Damn it. Becoming more determined, I grabbed my right wrist with my left hand to steady myself, but the shaking wouldn't stop. Gave up and tossed away the matches. The shaking immediately stopped. What's going on here? I have to remember where this phobia of mine came from. It was feeling more and more urgent. But how can I make myself remember? Slapped lightly at my forehead with the heel of my hand. Naturally, it didn't help. Oh. As I went to take a bath, I glanced at the wash basin mirror and let out a cry of surprise. These are lipstick marks, right? Colors started to spread across my face. I thought I felt something against my neck in the dark there. So that really did happen. They had all jumped me, sending the back of my head against the floor. I could barely tell what was going on. And they all left immediately, so I didn't get the chance to ask. Felt back on the sensation. Light smacks of warm flesh against my cheek, forehead, and my neck. But I didn't remember feeling any on my lips. It was a good thing, right? It was a good thing. After all, I didn't want a real kiss if we weren't in love. These were just expressions of affection. There were some girls who wouldn't hesitate as far as that went, but these girls weren't like that. In other words, they followed their feelings. They did this because they had feelings for me, which meant I would have to answer those feelings somehow. Mentally understood that, but why couldn't I convince myself to do it? Was I really that indecisive? Someone had said that about me recently, and I remembered hearing it a long time ago too. As I thought about that, something occurred to me. My indecisiveness might also have started with that event I couldn't remember in my past. I'd lost memory wreathed in flames. That hole where the memory should be had a slope like an antlion's den. Was that what was keeping me from moving forward? Or maybe that was all just an excuse to keep me from acknowledging my indecisiveness. You know what?
自分を投影するなら、ここはやっぱりフリーダムコースに進みたいところね。
That's nice, no, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut you off right there. I know short part, but I think I may actually try to keep them to 1 hour 30 at this point. Just basically preparation for next week, so you get used to this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Yeah. My fingers hurt. Bye.